Where are you from? How is the weather? How is your family doing? Um, Hopefully, everyone is doing fine. I pray that all is well with you. Hello, Miss Oliver. Uh, Elder Goodson, show me the money. Yeah, you looking at my topic. It's gonna be a minute before we get some more, but they working on it. I'm gonna tell you guys about all of that in just a moment. We want to try to get some more people on. Um, the weather is nice now because the sun is out, but it was raining so much. It was raining so much this weekend, but soon we needed that. So we're going to be talking about the second stimulus today, and because on Friday they actually passed it through the House of Representatives here in the U.S. I'm not exactly sure who else looking at me, but the House of Representatives actually voted on Friday, late Friday evening. Um, I think it was 208 votes for and 199 votes against. So it passed the House, guys. It passed the House. That's just the first step. Okay. And the one that they're voting on is the hero, the one that I mentioned first, because there was a couple of them on the table. Oh, some of the other ones was proposing that we get a monthly stimulus, which would that not be great? But so far, those did not get the vote. So they actually voted on the hero, and that's where I mentioned to you about it was the $1,200 additional for each household, which is we already received the 1,200, and they just going to give additional 1,200 on top of that one. So your next stimulus, if it's voted on and it passed the Senate, and then it goes to the president's desk, okay? But they will be negotiating on it for at least another week or two. Like the people do not need that money because the last $1,200 went towards some bills. So by the time they get this other $1,200, it's sure to probably be going towards some more bills. So, but right now, that's where it's at. It's in the Senate. The Senate has to negotiate on it. It's a lot of stuff in this bill, guys. I actually have a copy of the draft from the original hero when she first, well, when the House first, Democrats first presented it. I do have that information if you want to take time to kind of scan through it. It's 1,800 pages. Okay, and I'm going to be pulling some more stuff out. I just heard a little tidbit of things in there because it's a lot. You know, in these bills, that's why when you go vote, you need to be educated. Okay, you need to educate yourself before you go vote. Go and cast a educated vote. Okay, because within this bill they have a lot of stuff, and a lot of people read it and they say, well, what do they need money for, and what do they need money for? So, but yeah, it's a $3 trillion bill, and believe me, all of the American people will not be getting that. It's just going to be a portion of that that's going to the American people, going in our pockets, that we might go out and stimulate the economy. Okay, so and just to give you a one tidbit thing that's in there, one of the things they have in there, they actually giving to now. Now it's more in this bill than just this, guys. Okay, this is just one thing. This is just one. The bill is 1,800 pages. Okay, if you want it, I can send it to you. You can kind of glance through it yourself. Um, but just one of the things that We might not think it's important, but it is important down the road. I'm sure it is. They're giving $71 million to the fish wildlife um, research. Yes, 71 million goes to them. And one of the things that they did say when they said that is that, this virus supposedly done came from bats or whatever. So that the research will be for to prevent transmitted disease among animals and wildlife to humans. So they are getting $71 million for that, guys. Okay. All right. And that's just one. Another thing that they're giving is $20 million to the National Art Endowment. I have no idea what that has to do with the economy, but people that's in the art area, I'm sure you guys will kind of help me with that. But they get 20 million. Okay. Now that's just two things, guys. And as you know, they're giving the American people quite a bit of money to go into their pocket in order to stimulate the economy. But that's just two things. I did see one thing in there that they're giving. They're giving $200 million to the prison system to help the men and women to re-engage with the community. Okay, so that's good. But then they also giving 200 and no, they're giving 250 millions for the to re-engage with the community. They're giving 200 million for the preventative care of the prisoners to prevent the spreading of the virus. Okay, within the prison. So it's a lot in this bill, guys. It is a lot. So those are just a couple of things that's in there, but as I said, it has passed the House of Representatives. It's in the Senate, and they're gonna have to negotiate. They're gonna put stuff in, probably they're gonna pull stuff out. So that it's gonna change. I'm sure a lot of this will change, but that's the information about a little bit about that. But then let's get it back down to us. As you know, they are gonna do another stimulus. They need to do another stimulus. So, and they know that. That's why they are actually presenting this so it can get passed. Okay. But as I mentioned before, it's called the HERO Act. And one of the reasons, I'm sure that's an acronym, and I'll have to get that acronym for you, but it is giving money to the frontline workers. The essential workers, frontline workers, they will be getting some extra money because they have been on the job, and they will receive some additional income for that reason, because they have kept us afloat when it comes to the economy of the essential workers. So they have something in this stimulus packet extra for them for their income for that reason. Also, they're going to be giving additional $1,200 to individuals that already received the $1,200. And as you know, if it's a child on your tax return from the age of 16 and below, you received $500 for that child last time on the previous stimulus. And it was an unlimited number of dependents that you were able to receive that for. But on this stimulus, they have capped that. They capped it at 3 dependents, okay? No matter what age that dependent is. They capped it for 3 dependents, and it's $1,200 for each dependent, okay? And they're talking about retroacting that too, because those people was left out on the last stimulus. So they're trying to rectify that, and hopefully they agree to it once they do all the voting, agree to go back, and the people that was 17 and above on a tax return, they did not receive a stimulus individually or the person that carried them, they're going to retroact and get $1,200 for then, which, why would they get $1,200? So they probably get $500 for then. And maybe $1,200 now, or they might be looking at them as an adult. So they might get $1,200. That'll be good. Either way it go, it'll be a good thing that they include them because they left them out. I knew they were going to have to do something because they totally left them out. So that will be covered in this stimulus. And then let's see, ITIN people. Now, a lot of people think about ITINs and you think about illegal aliens, people that's not supposed to be here. No, these are people that are legally here working in the U.S. And they receive IT. They have an ITIN number. They did not get part of the stimulus the last time. They are incorporating them into the stimulus this time. Okay, so they will have the opportunity to receive this stimulus this go round. Okay, let's see. As I said before, we are the people. We are the people has some power, guys. And if you never voted, this shows you now that you really need to go and vote. Okay, make sure it's an educated vote, though. Okay. So because they are putting money in the companies but they putting money in the American people's hands because they want us to go out and stimulate the economy. They want us to go out and spend money. Okay. Because if we get the stimulus and take it home and say, hey, I'm not spending this, it defeats the purpose. Okay. All right. So keep that in mind. And then also, with the crisis, I told you I do financial education, literacy, educating people about credit. Okay, now you might thought you were good when you had good credit before this crisis. Okay, now if you was a person that actually kept close eye on your credit and you say, okay, I can spend 30% of this limit and still be okay, my credit score to still be up, because that's part of educating you about your credit is the utilization of your card or your credit, your total overall credit. You should never use over 30%, and your credit score should be up, along with the other algorithms and other things that make a play in your credit. Okay, guys, that's not the case now. Not the case now because the credit cards are in the same crisis we are in. And why it's not the case is because if you had $1,000 credit limit, your utilization was high because you had some open credit line and that you had not used. So that made your credit score be high. Now, guess what they doing? They cutting it in half. Your credit card companies are cutting your limits in half. Why? Because they're trying to survive in this crisis too. They don't want you to go out and spend up all of that credit limit because you need to use it. Because they already know you're having issues. So they're going to protect themselves as much as possible. So what they're going to do? They're going to cut your credit limit to half or even lower than that. It just depends on, they're going to look at your history. They're going to look at how much you've been using that card. If they might just close it for you. Now, number one, if they close it, that means that it's going to affect your credit score too. It's going to make it go down. A second thing, if they cut your credit limit, that means your utilization will be higher, making your score go down also. Okay. So you probably need to know what to do. Some other options and some other strategy. I can help you with that. If you're interested, just inbox me. I'm not going to tell everybody about it because if you're not interested, I'll be wasting my time. And I don't want to waste my time. I want serious people. I want people that wants to make a difference, wants to make a change, wants to be better than what they was when they went into this crisis, guys. And you can do it. It's just a strategy. It's just a strategy. A lot of people don't know it because they haven't educated themselves. I'm in the business of making sure that I educate you as much as possible so you can be in a different spot than a different level than you are now. I just want you to level up. I just want you to be better. Okay. And you can do that. You can do that. Even if you don't want to know details about it, just listen. Just listen. Okay. All right. My question now is, do anybody have any questions? Okay. Let's see. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions? Let's see. Okay. What about the House bill May 1st? I have no idea about that one. I will have to check on that one, dear. Let's see. Um, I thought I saw a question. Wow, 71 million. Yeah. Uh, Miss Murphy, how are you? My son finally got his money, but he had to get another card they took money for. But thank God he did. Okay, guys, he did his somebody finally got their stimulus check. Or was it his stimulus check or was it his tax return? We've been going back and forth, so I can't remember. Anyway, he got his money, guys, and that's a good thing. Miss Murphy, that's a good thing. Anybody else have not received your stimulus yet? Hopefully you have. Okay, guys, I don't think I have any other questions. You hear my puppy dog barking out there? She actually, I think we got a new neighbor for a dog, and she don't get along with no dogs. Let's see. Do you think the stimulus amount will increase with the changes? 1,200 is low considering everything. It's a possibility. That's what they're negotiating on because some of them, the ones that voted against it, some of them was saying that, hey, it was not enough money. This $1,200 was not enough money, and they wanted to see a monthly stimulus. So if they just kind of mix it up, and maybe we can come out with maybe $600 or monthly for the next 6 months or something like that. That will be great because at one time I believe they were talking like $2,000 monthly for at least 6 months, and then you was going to have a amount in there for the children also. So hopefully once it come out, we'll know for sure what they do probably within a week. Holiday coming up, they say we're probably not going to hear anything until after that holiday, so we're not looking to get this money real quick. It's probably going to be at least a month before we even get this money. Okay. Let me see. We still getting second one, or is how much they say for people without children? People without children is going to be the $1,200. Crockett. People without children will be the $1,200 right now until they finish. They negotiating it now. It could change. Everything could change by within the next couple of weeks because it's in the Senate now. So they're actually voting and not voting. They're negotiating, scratching it up and pulling out and maybe putting it in. So we'll get that final information from them probably within a couple of weeks. Surely not before the holiday. So we're looking probably the end of the month before they do a final one before it goes to the president's desk. Okay. All right, guys. I assume, let's see, increase changes. I want to start some online business right now. Eyelash, sunglass, so on. Any information to help me with this? A small boutique. Okay, Oliver, good deal. You're up. Inbox me. I'm giving away a lot of free information right about now. So you are the one that can receive it today. I did have somebody else reaching out to me. Actually, I have two platforms up in which I missed the last time. I do see some platforms over here, some questions over here say, uh, why didn't people in Puerto Rico not receive their first stimulus? I'm not exactly sure, though, pay tax. They might receive it. They just haven't received it yet because people are still receiving from um, the previous stimulus. Some people are still waiting, so it's a possibility they might still get it. But you let me know when someone in Puerto Rico get it. But um, it's a possibility they might. I'm not sure. Let's see. Can you send me a copy? Yes, I will send you a copy of the draft of the bill that I do have, Monique. Let's see. Okay. And then Oliver, make sure you inbox me because I will assist you in getting your online business up and going. I will give you some good information. Been doing taxes for over 20 plus years. I specialize in getting people um, credit for getting their credit where they need excellent credit, and also helping them earn extra income. But I also help businesses form businesses, build businesses, business credit, um, any issues with taxes, I help you with that. So virtual tax returns, I can do virtual tax returns also. I'm Miss Jackson, have tax office locally here in the Dallas area, 10 plus years thus far. To God be the glory. So Oliver, you are my person that I need to reach out to, or you need to inbox me today so we can talk, so we can get you started. And like I mentioned before, I did have one lady that I kind of gave her some directions, and she's well on her way. Let's see. Keep hearing DT saying proposal DOA. What does that mean? Dead on arrival. So a good way to say that is, before the crisis came, in the Democrats and the Republicans, that they have issues, on the hill, they have lots of issues. So one side will say, the past House of Representatives, but when they get to the Senate, they say, oh no, we ain't having this. They squash it. Or the president say, hey, we're gonna veto it. Okay. So they are saying that even though it passed the House, when they get to the Senate, we're not voting on it. We're going to kick it out. We already know they got to do something, guys. So they say that. A lot of them going to say that. But they're going to have to negotiate because the economy needs something. They just can't walk away with nothing. So we will get one. We don't know exactly what all it will be, but it will be something. So they're going to have to vote. But they're going to blow hot air and say, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But they got to give us something. And so we already know they're going to do something. We just don't know exactly what it is. And this is just beginning. What about student loan forgiveness? Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. I did hear they're giving $10,000 in student loan forgiveness within this packet. So it's a lot of good stuff in this packet, and then there's a lot of stuff that we probably don't really need, but we think we don't really need. But yes, they are planning on, in the packet, it did say $10,000 of forgiveness on student loan. I think they should just let everybody go to school for free after this, at least for 2 years. After this crisis, I really do. I think that's what I say. But anyway, yes, they are giving a student loan forgiveness, and they're actually giving $10,000. And there might be some more details in there about the student loan. But yes, there is some information about the student loan in there. Okay, guys, I think this is it. I do not see anything else. Anything else right now? Okay, guys, that's it. No more questions. Anything about forgiving PPL? Who owe government? What is PPL? What is PPL? Are we talking about the payroll protection loan? If we're talking about the payroll, I'm glad you said that too, because that gives me an opportunity to talk about the businesses, the stuff that's in these packets for these businesses. Remember, guys, I told you that a lot of this stuff in here, they're giving the American people some money, but a lot of this is for businesses. So if you don't have a business, you need to start a business, okay? You need to start one. If you don't know really the reason why the president didn't want to divulge his information on his tax return, because he a businessman and he knows how to avoid paying taxes. And I'll tell you, probably 90% of the American people will not understand that. But I do taxes. I understand. And I know what to do. I don't know everything. I'm learning. I'm getting there. But everything I know, I don't mind telling you. Just call me. Inbox me. I'll tell you what to do. Yes, you can avoid paying taxes on a business. This money that they're giving to the business, let's say that, okay, they're giving $50,000 to a business, okay? Even though you got your money through the disaster loan issue and all of that, okay? They give you the money up front, but then you got to do something in order to get it forgiven, okay? The same thing you doing to forgive it. If you keep doing that with all of this other money that they send to you, you won't pay no taxes on it, even though it's a loan. You just re-roll that back in, put it where it's supposed to be, invest some of it, pay some 401ks and stuff like that. I'll tell you how to create one. If you are sole proprietorship, I can tell you how to do your own 401k money, and that's money you can sit up there and move over, defer, and you won't have to pay taxes on. Okay? Everybody else doing it. Why can't you? Start your business. It does not take much to start one. Don't think starting a business these days is not like it was years ago. You got to have a whole lot of money to start a business. That is not true. A lot of people doing side gigs. They even call this a gig economy. Uber, DoorDash, all of this stuff is stuff people just decide, hey, I want to make some extra income. And there are ways you can make extra income. And once you get into it, plug into it, really learn and pay attention and be an apprentice and a good student around the right people, oh, that gig will become your ultimate way of making income. It can make you better than what you are now. You can become a millionaire. I'm telling you. I hear it every day. Every day. It's so much information out here. Free information. You can have mentors, millionaire mentors, and you don't even have to be directly talking to them. Think about that, guys. I'm done. Let me let y'all go. Anyway, anything about people who owe the government? Talk about the IRS. Are you talking about the IRS? Okay, I'll do something to this phone. Let me see. I can't get my picture back, guys. Well, I think you guys still see me. But if you're talking about the IRS right now, no, I do not know anything. Here it is. I do not know anything about the IRS forgiving any of your debt. But here's a tip. If you owe the IRS over 10 years, did you know that they actually forgive your debt? It falls off. That little saying that you hear about, you have something on your credit, you have to wait 7 years and wait till it fall off. After 7 years, they're supposed to remove it. IRS has something like that too. Did you know that? If it's been on there 10 years, longest they have like a C date. See, there's some inside information I'm giving you. It's like a C date. If that C date is 10 years old, I don't care if it's a lien or whatever on your credit or whatever, it falls off. Falls off. Didn't know that, did you? And then everything on your credit, it don't have to be on there no 7 years either. Tell you about that too. Anyway, I'm finna let y'all go and stop giving y'all all these tips. I'm finna go. I will see you guys tomorrow. Probably about the same time, guys. Let's see. Also, do you get taxes for driving? Get taxed for driving Uber. Okay, Austin. You do get taxed on the income that you receive from Uber, but you got deductions. You drive your car, mileage, they give you 58 cents a mile. Okay? 58 cents a mile is a deduction for you. That's just a tip. That's just one of the loopholes. That's just one of the ways the money you done made, you gonna wipe it out with the mileage that you put on your car. Okay, that's just one way. Okay, gonna let you guys go. May God bless you. You all be encouraged. We are going back into this old world. Be careful. Don't become too comfortable. Continue to wash your hands. Do not put your hand in your face, around your mouth. Do what you got to do. Okay, guys? And be safe. Pray. Like I've always said, no matter what we do, we got to have somebody watching over us. And who could that be? The creator of heaven and earth. He created all this stuff. He already see all of these molecules, these germs that he can protect us from. So you lean on him, pray. Pray for your protection for yourself and your seed and your seed. You be encouraged. Pray for me and I'll pray for you. I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay. God bless you. Oliver, call me. Inbox me.